Hi, guys. My name is Shannon Bennett, and I survived an oilfield accident, and this is my story. No, you're going to be here for a little while. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I heard him talking, blah, 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 life flight, right? And I'm like, okay. I've only ever heard of burn patients in Wyoming shipping out to Salt Lake. So I was like, if I have a choice, I'd like to go to Denver because my in laws lived in Westminster. I'm like, they'll be able to take care of my son because my husband at the time, he was an active alcoholic. So I'm like, he's not going to be able to handle this on his own. He's not going to be able to deal with this. And so at that time, I heard them talking, life flight. So I was like, okay, here's my mother-in-law's number. She's going to know where to pick my husband or let my husband know because he's up in the wilderness with a load of horses, so nobody knows where Scab Creek Trailhead is. So, so I gave him her number and then I gave him my friend's number to pick my son up. And then apparently I told him not to call my mom. I'm like, don't call my mom. And still to this day, she's still mad about that. So when I'm talking 19 years later, she's still upset with that. So it's like, yeah, if anything ever goes wrong, call your loved ones and let them know. Don't not call them because you're going to hear about it forever. Yeah, she's still mad about it.
To this day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I got all that information out. And then I don't remember anything after that. I think I was still awake because they said I asked somebody if I was going to die, but I don't remember any of that. So
were you put into a coma?
So yes, they did a medical induced coma. I was in contact with a friend, another survivor knew the pilot that flew me down. So I've recently been in contact with him. I say recently, it was probably last year. But he said, yeah, they gave me everything they had on board to get me down. So they single wing craft to Centennial and then a helicopter from Centennial to the hospital. And that was before they had the helipad on the building. So then they flew in the parking lot and they did an ambulance from the parking lot from the helicopter into the hospital. So it took a total of 12 hours from what I learned afterwards to get me down there, which was a while, because all your fluids are gone and everything's gone. But yeah.
When did they say that you had 120% chance of not surviving?
So how they do the calculations in the family room. They do the calculations. They do the percentage of the burn. They do the percentage of the burn, your age, your health. They factor all that in, and they have on the board. They had it on the board, and they told my family I had a 10% chance of surviving. And my husband was sitting there and he says, well, according to those calculations, she's got 0% chance of surviving. And they said, yes, but we don't like to tell the family that, so. Wow. But I didn't learn about the 120% chance of not surviving until there was depositions a few months later. And one of the doctors had said that.
And your whole body, so you had 87% of your body was third degree burns?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yeah. Third and I think fourth because I think bone is fourth, right? Yeah.
Oh, your bones can burn too?
Is it muscle? Muscle or bone? Muscle.
Fourth degree is down to the bone.
It's down to the bone is fourth. I think, yeah. Yes.
Because third degree is like the hair follicles, the sensation, the sweat glands, just the meat. So I think fourth is like through the meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is there fifth degree at all?
Maybe that's bone.
Maybe that's the bone.
I didn't know there was any worse than third degree.
I think a fifth degree is when you start losing fingers, like it burns through it.
Okay.
I think
so.
Right.
Yeah, so mostly third and
Gotcha.
fourth. Well, legs and arms are, yeah. So muscles were altered for sure.
Yeah.
When I get massage, yeah, it's very, they're pretty, when I see someone for the first time, they're pretty impressed with the different, how the muscles changed and stuff. And when they see the color flowing back in through my back, they're pretty, ooh,
Yeah. I do know.
Yeah.
I'm a massage therapist myself. So, and
Okay.
we actually, on the channel, I don't know if you saw that video that we did with Lane.
I did.
I
Yeah,
was the therapist for that.
Okay.
And that was my first time massaging a burn survivor and stuff. So
Okay.
I did see that the blood flow come up, and it's just,
Yeah.
it looks a lot different
Yeah,
than,
yeah.
regular normie bodies and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, that's crazy. When you were, how long was the coma? Did you
So
say?
I was in a medical induced coma. I went in June 26th and I woke up January 18th. So what is that? 7
months?
7 months, yeah. Yeah.
So when you were in the coma, did you have any dreams or like out of body experiences, or do you anything?
I did not. I had dreams, horrible dreams, and I think that was from the medication.
Mm.
It's so, and it's funny because I remembered them for the longest time, but I don't now. Like I think if I thought on them, I could probably bring them up again, but I'm good not doing that either.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the medication you're on and the medication they dump in you is so much, and it's just, yeah, you have the nightmares and it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. The one I did have before I woke up, which was this one, I remember only because I've talked about it. So did you ever see the Stuart Little movie where he was on the plane?
Yeah.
And then he went out and he was on the garbage barge,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I had a dream that I was on the garbage barge and I was amongst the bags of garbage, and I was like they were shipping it out to sea, because that's what they do. And, or did. And, so I was just hanging back with the bags of garbage because I was so tired. I'm like, I'm so tired. Like I'm done, and I'm just gonna, and it was right around the holidays, and there was somebody that came by with a flashlight, like a security guard or something, and waving the light looking, and I'm like, nope, I'm not flagging them down. I'm just gonna float away with the garbage and I'm going to sleep, right? And I seen the Christmas lights and stuff, and I'm like, okay, if he comes by one more time, I'll flag him down, right? Because it might be good to be around, and he came back through and I flagged him down. Well, that was the last dream I remember having before I woke up. So, which was like, was that, was that me like checking out? Like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm so done. Because what happened is I went into a coma June 26th, and then right around November, my body went septic. So they had dialysis. So I was hooked up to dialysis. And my mom came in and everybody was, real sullen and sad, and she knew something was up. She's like, "What's up? What happened?" And they said, "Well, her body went septic. We had to hook her up to dialysis. We don't think she's going to pull through this. So call family and call people, and because this is it. She's not going to make it through."
Wow.
And of course I did. I'm like, mm-hmm.
She made it.
I made it.
When you woke up from that coma, what hit you the hardest after realizing what had happened?
So I remembered everything, but the worst thing was my mom was there, and and I remember everything, and I tried to lift my arms up to give her a hug, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't move my arms. And I didn't understand. I'm like, I remember, I know I'm burned, but why can't I move my arms? Like I don't understand that. And they tried to tell me, well, you're everything's atrophied, you have no muscle. And I'm like, yeah, but I still don't get that. So that was the hardest thing, is not being able to hug my mom when I woke up.
Wow.
Yeah.
What part of recovery was way harder than people would ever guess?
The hardest part of the recovery for me was having the trach in. I would have panic attacks because I didn't think I was breathing. And that was worse. That was the worst thing when I first woke up was having the trach in and I didn't think I was breathing. I didn't think I was breathing numerous times because like you can't feel like, you know, you can feel that breath coming in.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a trach in, you don't feel that
Mm.
because it's going in your neck. So I was like, I'm not breathing. And they're like, you're breathing. I'm like, I'm not breathing. I'm going to die. I'm not breathing. And, you know, I remember and they'd put the panel to me so I could see my saturation level. You know, it's at 99. You're breathing. You're getting oxygen in. I'm like, I'm not breathing. I'm going to die. And I was like, okay, you know, and I said a prayer. I said, I don't know why you'd have me wake up. You know, God, I don't know why you'd have me wake up just to have me die. Right. But
Yeah.
dude, whatever. You know what's going on. You got it figured out. Like, and I said a prayer and that was the most peaceful, it's the most peace I'd ever felt. Like even to this day. Like I said a prayer and I was fully confident I was not going to wake up.
Mm.
And I felt so at peace.
You were okay with it.
I was okay. But then I woke up. It's like,
Well, I'm
but,
here.
but yeah, the panic from that was the worst. It was the worst for me. And I don't think, yeah, a lot of nurses, like I talked to nurses about it and they didn't really understand that because they're like, really? You know, it's like, but I'm like, no, you don't feel that breath coming in. Like you need that. It was horrible.
Survival instinct.
Yeah,
And it wasn't there anymore. It kind of, yeah.
It's definitely an odd feeling.
Yeah.
When you
Okay.
can't breathe. It's weird. Yeah. I know this feeling. It's like you're getting like half of a breath or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
It
not.
doesn't seem full.
No.
For
No.
sure.
It's like now, like if you can't catch your breath, like it's the same thing. Like
Feels
you're
like
not,
you're on top of a 14er mountain the whole
oh,
time, struggling to
yeah.
breathe.
Yep.
I was going to ask about your fingers. So when you woke up out of a coma, is that when you realized you had lost some of your fingers, or?
No, they still were there. They were all there because what they did with mine is they were still there, so they didn't burn off.